might have accidentally just went live.
Yep.
Cool. That's different, but that's all right. We're chilling.
And game's about to start.
Yeah. Let me just get all the stuff in here.
And opening face-off. US versus Canada. Here we go, guys.
E.
The dope coverage.
Sweet.
Big shot by LaRock. 30 seconds in, Canada's maintained all the offensive pressure so far. That strong forecheck they applied yesterday, they're keeping it up.
Up, Sam. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Is it going up, Stan? Ooh, offside for the US. Can't quite break into the Canadian zone.
Sorry, I'm just still just doing stuff on the back end here. I haven't
Mhm.
even turned the game on my end.
Don't worry. A big save Addie Rock for the United States. Big shot right up close, but she picked the puck in the offensive zone. You never wanted to have a defensive zone turnover for Canada. It was pretty it was an embarrassing move. Canada winning the defensive zone face-off. They can't keep the pressure. And ooh, the Americans force a turnover, and again forcing a turnover in that slot, getting a big shot in. It looks like the Americans have woken up a little bit, and they're picking up their own game. First minute, it was a little bit all Canada, and seemed the Americans weren't ready, but good start for both teams now.
All right, let me actually get into the game here. I left this right up until the last moment.
That was offside for Canada, but they didn't touch the puck, so they didn't call it. And then the United States ices it.
Cool. We are up. We are up and running here, going. That is there. That can go there.
Spooner's been on it all. Both shifts that she's had so far, she's been really good. Hard forecheck. The first one she picked the puck behind the net and almost got a wraparound goal, and here she forced a was the only one here in the offensive zone paying attention. Big save. Seems like Canada's kind of catching their groove again.
Know what I can't do while we're live?
Hmm.
Flip you horizontally. Flip either of us
Oh
horizontally.
well.
I didn't know that I couldn't do that midstream. That's wild. Not a big deal, but that's just kind of nuts. All right.
So neither of these teams are wearing masks.
Yeah, that's
Right?
interesting.
Of course, yesterday, if anybody watching, if you joined, uh, you knew that both teams were wearing masks to start the Canada-Russia game. And then after the second intermission, the Russians took their masks off. Another icing for the US, their breakout so far, the first 5 minutes of this first period has not been great.
Making all these live edits. I'm a madman. Okay.
That's okay. During a commercial break, we'll pop up the lines or something.
Yeah, we'll go over since we didn't really have time to go before. We'll go over them afterwards. I much prefer Canada's whites to any other color they've worn so far. The black and red jerseys, especially
Hmm.
the black ones with the kind of faded red leaf on them, is horrendous. I hate it so
Uh,
much.
I'm not a fan of the white jersey.
No,
No, not at all.
it's better than the other ones. At least you could see the numbers and the leaf, and it doesn't just look like a practice jersey. So that's what the dark ones look like. I'm not a fan of any of them really, but I prefer the older ones, not just a straight up Hockey Canada logo on them. But
That was a great individual effort by fucking Turnbull there.
we are at intermission here, so I'm gonna bring up the lines here, Alex. We can talk about Canada first. One change, I think, to the initial lines, especially up front. We have Sarah Nurse with Mary Philippe Poulin and Brianne Jenner. and not Emily Clark. She was bumped down to the third line with Blair Turnbull and Rebecca Johnston. Jamie Lee Rattray still on that second line. Melanie Daou still out with that shoulder injury. Yeah. Malik Jackson, what's both of y'all's Instagrams? We can sauce them in the somewhere. You want to take care of that, Alex?
I don't really use Instagram. I don't know yours off the top of my head.
We're Dopamon on Twitter. If you want to find us on Twitter, my guy, we're Dopamon over there. At DopamonYT, if you really want to get a hold of us. Our DMs are open. You can always bug. New around here, saw some of your Olympic roster vids. They're great. You guys should get more subs. I'm your new subscriber. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we like talking hockey, man. So I love the Olympics. How we both love the Olympics. One of our favorite international tournaments, obviously. Every 4 years is so huge. So, yeah, we just glad everyone's here with us. Got you. Go on Twitter. Thanks. No problem, buddy. We're going to be doing a lot more Olympic streams and Olympic content, hopefully. So if you subscribed, hope you enjoy those as well.
That was a hand pass. I thought we were getting our first penalty, but no, just a hand pass. I see Abby Murphy give a little contact there.
A little bit. So the Canadian lineup here, let's take a look at the Americans. It's kind of jumped over here. We got Kendall Coyne Schofield, one of the big players over there. Obviously, Hillary Knight, Amanda Kessel. You know, the Americans are as stacked as Team Canada. Everyone knows that this is going to be the matchup. Everyone knows. So this is really, I think, just a warm-up to the gold medal, but obviously still a huge part of the tournament. Preliminaries, you know, have a huge effect on stuff. Even though I'm Canadian, I'm cheering for Team Japan this year. They've been surprisingly good. I think they can win bronze. I think bronze is completely, up for grabs. Obviously, Finland, I think, is ranked number 3 in the world, and we're probably favorites for bronze. But I don't know. I think it could go to anyone who goes on a little bit of a run. Team China beat Team Japan the other day,
Yeah,
right?
they did. China beat Japan and Denmark. I might have them for bronze.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting. Being, obviously the host country, that's really cool. But the Americans behind the net in Team Canada's zone now. It's been in Team Canada's zone quite a bit for the last few minutes. No score yet. We're almost 9 minutes into this game.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah Harmer, we're shot wide of the net there.
Canadians have been pretty good in their own zone, I've noticed. Against the Russians, they gave them nothing, especially in the slot. No easy lanes. No, they didn't, give them any space. And they seem to be keeping the Americans wide too. A lot of, having to pass around the boards, D to D, hope for a kind of one-timer, but a lot less space.
Imagine a China-Japan bronze final. That would be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would watch the hell out of that game. I don't know if that could happen based on, not sure exactly how the, what seeds play what seeds in the qualification rounds, but that'd be awesome if it could happen. Just missed a big shot there from the Americans. Oh, and a pick. A turnover right in front. Dave Bien with a huge save. Hopefully I'm not peaking my mic and getting excited. That was an amazing save by Anne Renee DeBien. Oh my god, and someone pulled it off the line for Canada.
Another one. Wow.
Someone just pulled it off the line for Team Canada. I don't know who that was. 14? Abby Murphy? Who's number
Three
14? It
turnovers
was
in a
Renata
row for
Fast.
yeah, Renata Fast. It was what, three turnovers in a row there for Canada. They could not get out of their own zone.
Oh, what a
And
save by
amazing.
Gedan.
Extends the right leg, does the full
Off the
splits. The puck
post. Oh my lord.
hits her in the back and stays out. Hits the post twice.
Ooh. Ooh. It's not great.
Another that one didn't amount to much, but the Canadians turned their puck over again in the defensive zone.
Yeah, they aren't. The Team Canada I notice isn't skating as well as they have started in the last few games. Um, Maybe that's just a comparison to teams. Now they're playing a team like the States who can obviously skate with them, but I
Hmm.
noticed they're just not moving their feet in the defensive zone as much as past games. She didn't have Andrei Vasilevsky. Yeah, no one can spell his name. Every time I try to spell it, I have to spell it three different ways because I've seen it three different ways. Sometimes it's
He spells it
IY,
three different ways.
sometimes it's IY, sometimes it's I, sometimes it's just Y. I don't know, man.
Dunn's
But yeah, she
actually
did the behind the back Andrei Vasilevsky special. Lot of action in front of Canada's net here in the first. They're kind of getting hemmed in their own zone here. There's a chance here now. That was Jamie Lee Rattray, who was the 13th forward before Melanie Daoud got hurt, but I think she's
yeah.
been one of Canada's best
She's
forwards,
been great.
two-way forward. She's just she's almost a pest. Like I don't know if you can have what, typical pests in women's hockey. It's a little bit played a little bit differently, obviously, but she's just everywhere. A water bug, let's call her that. Broken stick on the ice getting in the way there.
You have to wonder if the game yesterday that the Canadians played is having any effect on the energy level that they have. He said they're not skating very hard. Maybe they're just tired playing back-to-back games here, and the U.S. is a team that can compete against them. So, the U.S. is fresh, got their fresh legs, and the competition might be harder.
Could absolutely be playing a factor, you're right.
And you know that the Canadians kind of gave it their all against the Russians yesterday at times when they came out really hot to start the game because they were pissed off at the Russians for delaying. There was a huge controversy. Now that we're in a commercial break, I can talk about it. Uh, After the warm-ups, both teams get off the ice and then they get back on, but only the Russians got on, and the Canadian women's team just stayed in the locker room. 35 minutes go by. The Russians are just, on the ice passing the puck around, trying to stay, keep their legs warm, and we hear that the negative COVID test results for the Russian team hadn't been, given to the Canadian team yet, so they were refusing to play, and that's part of what led to them wearing masks the entire game. That was yesterday.
Got a question: what team surprised you this year or any year in the Olympics? Um, I mean, it's only been women's hockey so far, but
I know.
China, I guess, yeah, in women's hockey. The fact that they've won two games. As far as the
Mhm.
lineups go, Alex, what was the most kind of surprising lineup for the men's tournament upcoming? Because I have my answer.
Um, the amount of kids on the American roster, I'd
Yeah,
have to say.
me too.
That was
I
the
am
biggest.
really interested to see. what happens there.
Hmm. And even if they lose, it's good for them and their development. And I think that you know goes unsaid, but like it plays, that matters more, really. Like, sure, some of these guys can have fun, the older guys, but having kids play, that's so good for the American system. This puck is bouncing around.
Can't wait for Power,
Getting a
Johnson,
penalty here?
McTavish.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much time Johnson's going to get because isn't he an extra guy?
Yeah, he's an extra.
Um, but Owen Power, Mason McTavish. I heard today that the initial lines that Jeremy Colton, the coach of the Team Canada, has, the top line is Eric Stahl, Josh Hostang, and Mason McTavish. And we predicted that in
Mm-hmm.
our lines video. So I'm kind of indicated on that. But that line will be really good if that's what they end up going with.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was just a practice/warm-up game, but
And Canada's on the power play now with 6.5 minutes to go in the first. Maybe a chance to get a few shots because the shots are like 12-2 or 12-3 in favor of the U.S. right now. It's been all the United States since the first few minutes, and hopefully Canada can get some puck momentum here.
now hopefully get up some momentum. Our stream must be delayed. Yep, scores, baby. Brienne
Wow, that's what
Jenner.
we're talking about. That front of the net Canada had been utilizing against the Russians yesterday. Quick passes right in the slot. And today, hey, it paid off.
I think Hosang is going to play really well. Yeah, Josh Hosang is my number one guy to like get an NHL contract after the Olympics. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if people were just waiting to like give him a chance to play at the Olympics. Like Kyle Dubas of the Leafs, I'm sure wanted to
Hmm.
sign him, but you went. You know what? I'm gonna hold
No.
off until after.
Yeah.
I'll give him a contract after he goes and plays in the Olympics because he probably knew.
Or maybe even Hosang was like, no, I want to play. I'll sign after.
So Canada's up, having been kind of hemmed in their own zone for the first little part of this game, gets on the power play, and the momentum's kind of switched now. Now we're in the States end.
Yeah, you can tell that ever since that goal, Canada's got a little bit more, energy in their step. Yeah, the shots are currently 14-3 for the United States.
Yep.
So
That should be icing. Yep. That's going to be icing. Brienne Jenner and Marie-Philippe Poulin with the assists on that one. Our faces are hiding the second assist. Oh, there it is.
mm-mm.
Oh, no, not quite. There. MPP with the assist there on the power play. That's awesome. Another icing here for Canada, or against Canada. Brianne Jenner having a great tournament so far. 4 goals, 3 assists so far. And this is her 4th game. We are back in Canada's end here now. 4 minutes left in the first. So if Canada can come out of the first period with a lead, I think they'll be happy with that, but they won't be happy with their play so far. I don't think they've played really well enough. I don't think, anyway.
No, it's their breakout has been awful. All period they've been turning the puck over at the blue line. They haven't been able to get out of the zone, and uh, they haven't paid for it yet. The score is 1-0 in their favor, but
Looks like the Americans are going to get a power play opportunity here, according to the commentator.
is that hooking?
Something. I know I've jumped to commercials, so I don't know yet. Good start here by the States, though. They're flying. Obviously, a little bit more rested. Maybe that's part of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, the way that they maintained offensive pressure at between the 12 and 10-minute mark in the first there, if they can kind of do something like that on the power play, they're going to even this game up.
Yeah, Laura Stacy with the penalty, it looks like here. Or, sorry. No, yeah, I'm right. Laura Stacy. 2 minutes for you can't do that. So see if the Americans can get one back here. Working it around. Not moving very well. Very stationary on the outsides. Canada keeping them well to the blue line there. And get it clear. Oh, maybe a shorthanded chance here. Oh, transition game for the States here now. A little 2-on-2. Amanda Kessel now gets it back to the point. Blocked by, I think that was Rebecca Johnston. I gotta kind of keep the lineup here just for numbers. Jocelyn Larocque. I'm so bad at this.
Minute and 10 seconds in, Canada clears it on the PK. They haven't given the United States a lot of room, keeping the puck to the outside.
Yep, they're doing a good job. The States have got to find a way to get into the middle of the ice or try to find a seam here, get the Canada PK moving a little bit. But Canada's been very good.
And despite all the shots against their defensive zone coverage, keeping the slot in the front of the goal, their own goalie clear has been one of the things that they're good at, and it's paying off that they're 5 seconds dwindling down on this power play. They're about to kill it.
Yeah, they're gonna get out of it, so that's good. A little momentum shift for Canada here now. Oh, but they ice it.
And we're gonna get a defensive zone face off for the Canadians with a minute and a half left here in the first. Another turnover. The Canadian breakout is just whatever strategy they think they need to be doing, they don't need to be doing. It's not working. They're doing a one extra pass and just it just isn't uh, it's a dumb pass, right down the middle of the ice, and the Americans are just seeing it, from a mile away and picking it off. And I think I noticed yesterday against the Russians that there was a certain point in the game when the Canadians kind of relaxed and learned when to carry the puck and not just, make a pass because you can and, make smart plays. And I think that's what they need to do. They need to stop making a quick, dumb plays on the breakout. They need to, think twice with the puck a little.
We're
Another
in
uh, another turnover. Wow.
yeah, we're in the final minute of the first here. I'm gonna exit the zone here, get it deep into the state's end. 30 seconds left to go in the first here for us. Not sure how far behind we are a live feed on, say, a TV because we are watching online, and who knows. Said 16-3 of the shots on goal in favor of the Americans. That's not great.
They haven't gotten a shot since they scored, the
Yeah.
Canadians.
Being outplayed, really, is what's happening.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I wouldn't even call it being outplayed. I'd say that they're underplaying, like themselves. Like they're doing it to themselves. They're making terrible passes in their own zone and just coughing up the puck and handing it to the Americans. The Americans just have to play, their own game, forecheck well, and the Canadians are just handing it to them. So
A couple little chances there at the end of the period for Canada, but we're going to go in to this first intermission up by 1 here for Team Canada. That's good. Good for us. I mean, we're Canadian. Obviously, we're cheering for Canada. I don't know. That's obvious, but yeah, no, we're chilling here with a 1-0 lead. It's huge conversation in the chat last night about betting. I don't know if anyone's betting today, but I think the states were favored just in the straight up money line.
that's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. I checked the odds today. I'm not sure.
I remember people were like arguing over what the odds would even be. That's pretty crazy. Imagine betting on what betting odds will be.
That's meta as hell. That'd be incredible.
I know. I bet there are people that do it.
Probably. Try to. Who's running money line for that? Let's go. I took Canada in the first. Nice. There you go. We're just talking about that.
Mm-hmm. First intermission, Canada up 1-0. Though they have been outplayed, they have outscored their American opponents.
Yeah, and it looked like they started to get their legs back under them in that period toward the end, but they'll have to come out a little bit stronger in the second to have a chance here. I don't think they'll win if they have 2 more periods like that.
Mm-hmm.
People have been betting. I know it was nuts. It was just Alex streaming last night. I was beat from work all day, but there was some crazy stuff going on about what the bets would be in the women's team, and people were talking about that a lot. So, yeah, I'm surprised that people, are sports betting on the women's Olympics for hockey. It's kind of cool. I'm sure it'll jump up for the men. That'll be nuts.
Yeah. We thought that was a lot of betting. We're gonna see a lot
These
more coming.
Olympics have the most rookies on the team, like Beniers, Power, and McTavish. I mean, yes.
In recent years, at least.
As far as since Nagano, since like modern hockey Olympics, you want to call it, like
Mhm.
um, since the NHL players have been involved. Probably, yeah. I'm not sure, but you'd probably have to go back quite a ways in order to find like first year players on an Olympic team, especially for a team like Canada, the States, or Russia. Or speaking of rookies, I was shocked that Matvey Michkov wasn't on his Russian team. That guy's way too good to be left off, but I guess they wanted more veterans. Didn't go the route that the States went. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Twitter's wild and out here with the Olympics, I've noticed, especially with women's hockey. People always have a kind of a strange opinion on women's hockey. It's either way too negative or they don't care a lot of the times, but they have to tell you on Twitter, so it's a big thing.
And speaking of, these two teams were mentioned in a Toronto Star article. I
Yeah.
forget who wrote it, but it's been making headlines and stirring controversy that the article was about that women's hockey at the Olympics should be canceled.
Yeah. Just because,
Yeah,
yeah, just because there's no real competition after
Canada
US
and
and
US,
Canada.
it's like
Yeah.
just the gap is so huge that it's like, what's the point? But I mean, the gap is huge. It's shrinking when we talk. If you watch the Russian game yesterday, the shots at the last time those two teams met were like 65-5, and the shot differential had reduced, the goal differential reduced. So the gap is shrinking, which is good. But also after these two teams, there's still a healthy competition for like third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Those teams are still fighting amongst themselves, which is good still. Just because there's two good, teams doesn't mean the rest aren't still actively engaged.
Yeah, it was a Toronto Star columnist, Rosie DeMano. There was a woman writing about women's
Yeah,
hockey shouldn't be
yeah,
in there, and that's
right.
kind of ridiculous from it to me.
Yeah, it's wild.
When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, Steve Simmons is another shitty opinion.
Yeah, right.
but it was someone else. Yeah, no,
Just trying to make a point that kind of fell flat.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a shitty point to say, oh, because one team is dominant in the Olympics, we should get rid of the sport. That's insane.
We should get rid of swimming because Michael Phelps won a bunch of
Yeah,
gold.
you know who
No.
dominates downhill skiing? The Austrians, Norwegians, Swiss.
Hmm.
Always they're on top. I think
Yeah, Norway gets a
Austria
lot.
has won like the last like 4 gold medals in different skiing events. Should we get rid of it?
Should we kick Norway out because by a proportionate to population, they have the most Olympic golds out of any other country?
Yep.
It's like wild, like 3 times more than any other by population. Like they dominate the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
They have a they have a special program called like Sports for All or something where like under the age of 13, other than like at like the top elite level, they don't like keep track of certain scores, standings, so like they kind of try and keep costs low as well for sports to make it like way accessible to everybody. Like, yeah, you can just go play soccer, go play hockey, go play lacrosse, go play tennis. Like all these like programs and sports, things are available, which is great. And now they have the best athletes in the world. Oh wow.
Yeah, the hockey will catch up. Hockey will catch up. It's gotten a lot better um, than it was in, say, the 90s women's hockey when it first started. The first Olympics for women's hockey was 98. I don't know. It's gotten better. It really has. The thing is, so have the Canada and the US. So it's all getting better. But the gap has to start closing eventually, and it will. It will start closing eventually. It would help if, in my opinion, maybe we'll do a whole video on this because this is quite a topic of conversation. But It would help if women had their own pro leagues in North America specifically. If women from other countries could have the opportunity to come to North America like they do for the NHL and make some more money playing hockey, that'll develop the game overseas. It'll bring more attention to say Swedish or Finnish or Russian hockey players, women's hockey players, like it did for the NHL. And everything will be raised up together. But to do that, I don't think you get rid of the Olympics for women. That would not help. That doesn't
That's
help anybody.
counterproductive.
Sure, it's a little bit of a an ass kicking every
Hmm.
time the Americans or the Canadians play anybody really, but some of the really low level teams. But every once in a while, they are competitive. These other teams, like the Finnish team, I think in 20, what was it, 2019, 2018, they got robbed of winning the world championships against the States. I think the
Right.
States beat Canada heading into it. Like for some reason they didn't meet the gold medal. They met the round before. And then the Finns, I think, took them to overtime. And it was a close game. It was nuts. There was a whole drama around it. It was, you know, I think they called back a Finnish goal to win it. Like they won, and then they called the
Mhm.
goal back, and then the Americans scored. It was a whole thing. I can't remember what year it was, but
Yeah, there were actually upsets even today. Denmark beating Czechia. That was Denmark's first win for women's hockey.
yeah, it was awesome.
Uh, yeah, Switzerland beat Finland 3-2. That was a big
Yeah,
upset as well.
it's a bigger upset. Finland does not look good.
Yeah, and 2-1 for Sweden over China, which is a close game. So
Yeah, always dream of hockey being big in Asia. It'd be awesome, dude. It'd be
mhm.
sick. And people, that's the dream, really. That's people's dreams.
I'm a fan of the Yokohama Grits. They play in the with the Asia League. I forget what they're doing right now. I guess they're doing like a tournament kind of series, but their whole like platform or like, idea for the organization is to like help players balance their personal at home lives with their professional careers with their hockey careers, like all three, and gotta appreciate that because there's not a lot of money in it, for them.
No,
So they're probably losing, money individually, playing. So giving up time at work, giving up, spending on traveling and stuff. So
yeah, if hockey gets big in Asia specifically, it's big in Scandinavia and obviously in Sweden, Finland, Russia. It's big over there. But if say a country like China were to be like, okay, we're a hockey country now, oh my god,
mm,
it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting for the game. Like, how would that affect the NHL from a just a sole player talent level?
hey, every time a player of Asian descent plays in the NHL, there's always like a controversy. It's a big story, and there's questions: how good is China? And like it, if they had like a league of their own that was kind of good, or if if the Kunlun Red Star started to become more competitive in the KHL, maybe you get two KHL teams in China, something like that. Like you start putting a lot of question marks. You're absolutely right. But until it becomes an issue for the KHL, I don't think it becomes an issue for the NHL.
No, not as far as like a business goes. That's not what I mean.
Hmm. Uh,
I mean, just as for like how does it impact them from like a player evaluation, player talent what level? Like you got a
well,
bunch of Chinese superstars ripping into the
I
NHL now. That'd be wild.
I scout, Russia myself, so
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention to the Kunlun Red Star. There's some 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, young kids playing for the Chinese team now who are undrafted. So, if these met if this China Team China men's team plays all right, and some of these young kids kind of look good, then maybe maybe an NHL team says, "Hey, look, this random kid playing in China's for the Red Stars pretty good," and offers him a minor league contract or something.
That'd be dope.
Hmm.
Still in the first intermission here. Canada up 1-0. Goal by Brianne Jenner on the power play from Sarah Fillier and Marie-Philippe Poulin. Can we talk real quick about Sarah Fillier? I am so impressed by this girl's talent. She is incredibly good. And I heard about her before the Olympics, but like she coming out of this tournament, she might be, my favorite Canadian women's hockey player after this. She's so good. Think Japan women can beat Czech Republic in a couple hours? I think so. I think they definitely could.
I think they could, but my money's on Czechia.
Yeah, if I had to bet on it, yeah, I agree. But I mean, Japan is, they're two wins, one overtime loss. Their one overtime loss came to China. Czechia is 2-1-1, straight up loss. So right now, Japan sit at the top of their table in Group B. So it'll be this is essentially the matchup for who takes that group. Yeah.
I'm gonna fill up my water bottle as the second period is about to start. A few minutes.
Yeah, you do that. I mean, he's taking Japan. Czechia. I'll take Japan. If that's the case, I'll say Japan wins that game. Other matchups today, we got Finland, Russia, and Sweden, Denmark. Denmark just beat Czechia, which is kind of awesome. Sweden beat China yesterday, sorry. Finland is obviously 0-3 now. That's not good. Who knows? Yep, the second period is underway.
Predictions for this period? I think Canada's going to score another one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could be. Well, the Czechs lost to Denmark, who beat Japan 6-2. Yep. I mean, the group B is kind of a toss-up, I'm not going to lie. So there's that. You're right.
What a chance for Rattray. No. First minute in, and Canada has a little more jump in their step. It's been all Canada this first minute.
There's a couple chances there for the States, but yeah, you're right. Debian lost the puck there for a second. That wasn't good. Battling behind the net. Back to the point. Kind of floated in front. Woo. And Renee Debian had to pounce on that. It was kind of floated on net very innocently. Bounced in front of the red. No, you said it wrong. Oh, did I read it wrong? That's my bad, dude. Sometimes I say things in my head and they come out a different way. Let me look at the score so I don't screw this up. Yesterday, Denmark beat Czechia 3-2. And Japan beat Denmark 6-2. Okay.
Let's see which ref. Was that Elizabeth Mantha with the
Oh, so yeah.
cut across the face?
Good catch, Ken. But yeah, no, it's. I'm sure that I looked at the stat and I probably said the other thing, so that's my bad.
Oh, that was a stick to the face.
Oh yeah, the ref is
I
bleeding
think it's
here.
Elizabeth Mantha is Anthony Mantha's sister.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Ref down.
don't know if that's her or the other ref is her. I can't recognize her by face, but
Found this. Do you guys feel that the U.S. women do a lot of pick plays? It's not the NBA. I mean, hockey does that in general. I mean, you kind of run a little interference here and there, but I haven't noticed too much of that, like NBA style pick and rolls. But be interesting. Yeah, I mean, if they find a way to get away with it, then why not? It's okay. I guess it's late over. It is late over here. It's past midnight in East Coast in Canada, so please bear with us. Americans is kind of floating pucks into the Canadian net right now, trying to get it through.
and the Canadians have been pretty good at keeping the pucks to the outside the perimeter to those wide shots and blocking those shots too. That shots are 17-10 for the United States right now. The gap between the shot total between the two is closing a little.
Yeah. Flip play here for Canada. Almost out of the reach. Oh. Rooney there with the poke check. American goalie. That was Rebecca Johnston there on a little partial break. That was a nice little break there. Yeah, but pick play the last 3-4 Olympics, penalties were called for interference. That would be fine. Oh, you mean like just as a whole, the Americans play that way, like the last few times we did the Olympics? I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't notice that. I mean, the rules in hockey are something that everyone has all been complaining about, especially the last few years in the NHL specifically. I don't know if it permeates into the women's game, but there's been a little bit of a yelling on Twitter, especially, and different teams' Twitters to call the rules properly, and it's been a little bit of a crapshoot for the refs the last few years in the NHL. So
Feels like that's very typical of hockey in general.
oh yeah.
A bouncing puck finds its way into the United States zone and almost gets that cross crease pass. That east west. Both players.
Yeah, Ken, I think you're right. It means, it essentially determines who finishes at the top of the group, but which only affects, I guess, who you play in the qualification rounds. But at the end of the day, I don't expect Canada or the US to lose any game, like no matter who they play. So, yeah, you're right. It's probably not, it's probably a fairly meaningless game, but still bragging rights. Every time the States and Canada play, it's intense, and these girls are playing for the pride of their country essentially right now. So, huge save by Debian there in front of the net on the power play for the States. I can't speak.
Yeah, she tried to wrap it around and just couldn't get her own rebound chance that she's looking for.
American power play moving the Canadian penalty kill around a little bit now. Different than the first chance they got. Making them.
Yeah, the first time they were very static. They didn't really move around a lot. They made it easy for the Canadians to just kind of take away the space and then flip the puck out. And this one, the Canadians got the puck out of their zone, but the Americans have been a lot quicker.
Americans changing up on the power play there on the fly. Cycling the play now. Right to Desbiens, back to the point. They're really using their points. Finds a seam pass here. Nice block by Jocelyn Larocque, Team Canada there. In women's hockey, the Canadians and Americans are way above everyone else. You're right. We were just talking about that. I don't know if you were here for that. We were talking about that, I guess, before you got here. It was a big deal in Canada and hockey Twitter the other day because someone from the Toronto Star wrote a crappy article saying that women's hockey should just be removed from the Olympics. We don't agree with that, obviously, but caused a little bit of a stir. The American and Canadian systems are just better. That's all. Their systems will have to get better if they want to compete.
Oh, 10 seconds left in this American power play, and an offensive zone face-off for the Canadians.
Another penalty killed for Canada. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Can't keep giving the Americans power plays. Here's Jamie Lee Rattray now down in the zone, causing a ruckus. One of my favorite players from the women's team. Canada, anyway. Maddie Rooney covers this puck up. We're going to get a face-off here on the Americans' end. A couple shots there on Natalie Spooner for maybe snowing the goalie a little too hard.
She had a big smile on her face. I think she knows exactly what she did.
Yeah.
And giggling on the bench, too.
Yeah.
Agreed, Ken. That's just because one team is, doing amazing doesn't mean you need to cancel it. That's just nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. There's a little bit of misogyny thrown in there too. That women's sports, is not because it's not a professional. It's not at the professional level for women's hockey. Then it just shouldn't, be a thing. But a little bit of that, wiggled in there. So, obviously the women's game has got to keep growing. It's gotten a lot better in the last 20 years. Look at the teams from the Nagano Olympics to now. Oh my God, it's night and day. It's just the U.S. and Canada has also gotten better. So like the gap hasn't gotten any smaller, but the game itself has improved quite a bit.
I think the gap's shrinking, but not as quick as people want.
No, not as
or hope, right? Yeah, when you watched 4 years ago compared, Canada, Russia versus this time Canada, Russia, how they're competing, it was it is night and day. Like there's actual competition now. Obviously Canada's gonna win, but Russia put up a good fight. They never rolled over at any point. They played like they had a chance, and 4 years ago they didn't.
Little miscommunication here by the Canadian defenseman about who should take that puck. Americans got a little bit of a chance from that, and we're still in the Canadian zone here. Hemmed in. Tries to bank it off Rene Desbiens there. A little bit of pressure here again by the States. You got to be stronger on that puck there. That was a puck battle you should have won. I think we have the long change here in the second period, so.
Yeah, being trapped in your own zone is that much more painful. Oh, and wow.
Oh, yeah. 1-1. Danny Cameron, I knew that it was either a goal or a power play that was coming there. It was a lot of sustained pressure there for the States.
And they almost tried a move that the Canadians scored doing, but that one didn't connect. And sort of was it a rebound or a second chance effort? Squeezes that one in.
Gives up a little bit of a little block rebound kind of thing off Thompson there. Flops it in the empty net. Yikes. 1-1 game. That's all right. I don't think this game was going to be 1-0 the whole time. Wonder what happened there. All right. Canadians answering here, though. There's a little bit of, ooh, that's going to be a penalty. Yeah. I was almost checking from behind.
Can't do that. Oof, ouch.
It'll be, an illegal hit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I just got the freaking, like... I'm on the CBC broadcast. I just got
Yeah.
the white, the colored
Keep
bars, like emergency broadcast tone. I'm like, what is happening? We're good.
not a good look for Team Canada having just given up a goal, now being shorthanded here.
Yep, and as call you has been. I don't want to call you has been, but
Has been
has
hell of
been
a
hell of a goal horns.
performance.
Has noted here, third power play for USA. That's not good. Not good. You don't want to keep giving the Americans power play chances, even though they've played pretty well on the kill.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep doing this. So
Each time the U.S. has seemed to get better on the power play too. So if they keep getting even better and figuring something out, maybe even floodgates open a little bit.
yeah, a little concerned about that for sure. About halfway through this game here now. 10 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second. Yeah, this was a bad play here. And as they mentioned here on the broadcast, both teams missing a huge part of their lineup. Melody Daou for the States, or for Canada, and Brand Decker for the States was injured in her first game as well. It's okay with has been? All right, cool, buddy. 40 seconds already gone in this power play. Americans is really setting up here for the first time, and Canadians are gonna get it out. Why isn't it good? What isn't good? You in Canada or the US there, Ken? Because I said it wasn't good for the Canadians being hemmed in. Maybe I'm biasing myself.
30 seconds left on this power play for the US, and they have not been able to make much happen. The Canadian PK has been amazing. As much as you don't want to give them up too many chances to the US. Oof, never mind.
Yeah, you spoke too soon. That was a rush chance on the power play that they buried.
Mhm.
2-1 USA.
And I think the US needs to utilize the rush a little bit more because they have not been able to make the cycle work against the Canadians. This is just a broken play that found its way over, and amazing backhand. Wow.
Yeah, great pass here by Amanda Kessel. Carpenter roofs it over the glove hand. Why isn't it good that the US has a power play? You must be from the States. Yeah. Oh, I guess we're from the side of Canada, so everything we say is going to be pushing Team Canada, but good for you, bad for us. Japan. You're from Japan? What up, my guy? That's awesome.
It's nice to have followers from Japan interested in this game.
Yeah, be awesome. Oh, I'm biasing myself. Oh, okay.
Wow. Back the other way.
Oh, and we get one right back. 2-2. Ah, Ryan C. Ah. I enjoy women's hockey. There's a lot of skill involved. It's not as physical, obviously, but women's hockey is legit. I played hockey all my life. Some of the best players I've ever played with were women. I played some pretty decently high level hockey. I didn't play junior or anything, but I was a goalie. One of my friends growing up, her name was Jen. She whistled pucks by my ears constantly every time we scrimmaged. Probably the best shot I've ever faced. Americans here with another rush. Fires it wide.
Knocks the net loose.
Yeah, net goes flying.
And that leads to a commercial break. And
I'm American. My grandfather was Canadian. I live in Japan. Sweet. You. So I guess you said you were biased toward the Americans. I guess you lean to the American side. That's cool. That's awesome. It's cool to see, our viewership and hear people from, outside of North America. And obviously because we're a hockey channel, the majority of our viewership is from the US and Canada. But so that's cool. That's cool that you're from Japan, you're tuning in. That's awesome, dude. 2-2.
yesterday we actually had one of the guys commenting on our stream was at the game in
Oh
Beijing.
yeah.
He was yeah, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess he just Googled or YouTubed the
Yeah,
game and
like
found
what's
our that
going
was
on, and
wild.
yeah. Yeah, Ken, they play a very different style of game when uh, there isn't that kind of grinding aspect. I've noticed that they're a little bit more structured too in that way, and that men are either willing to like throw a hit, pin someone against the boards, give up some, a lot of a defensive chance just to like throw the body, and it's kind of funny. And it plays a very different style of game when you compare the two. And I appreciate that the women are, I'd call it more poised and structured and just like focused and always dialed into like their strategy.
You play like the Sabres. Sabres are decent. They're better than they were last year. The Canadians, that they're the worst team in the NHL right now. I said decent. I should retract that. They're not good.
Yeah.
They're better than they were supposed to be. Yeah, Hasby, we're cheering for Japan too. Probably Japan or China on Group B's side. That'd be awesome. If we can get a China-Japan matchup, like you said earlier. Or like someone said earlier, I can't remember if that was you. In the bronze or in the elimination game, that'd be freaking dope. That'd be sweet. Oh, big chance there. The Americans and Renee Debian kind of deflected onto the net. Nice to watch non-contact hockey players who play like I do. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of skill. A lot of skill. These girls can skate and they can shoot. They just, there obviously is no open contact, body checking. No open ice hits, no big hits along the boards. So that's a huge difference, but still physical, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Still a physicality to this game. It's just a different kind of physicality.
And they do check. They just don't body check.
Yeah.
They poke check, stick check, and when they have
Battle.
an opportunity to line a few up, they have to make a different choice to play the puck as opposed to playing the body. And I think it really exemplifies some of the skill they have, especially defensively, when they can't just throw a hit to take a guy down.
Yeah, and they're still battling. There's battles in front of the net. There's battles in the corners. There's kind of a little bit of a gripple
right now.
Oh, there's one right there.
Oh, and there it is. A wraparound chance after a battle in the corner. And Rattray.
Jamie Lee Rattray. Big fan of Jamie Lee Rattray for Canada. I think I said that earlier, but now she's on the board. Like I heard something that she was for Canada's women's team, the oldest first-time Olympian for the hockey team. Yeah, 29 years old.
Olympic debut.
Debut. That's wild. Really cool. Played no World Championships last few years for Canada, but not in the Olympics.
And on the men's team, I've noticed that a lot of the men's teams, there's a guy that is 28, 29, having the best season of their career. They're in their prime. Kind of makes sense.
Who's winning is still tied. Is 3-2 Canada. I don't know if we're updating or if we're on a little bit of a lag to you for the stream. I tried to make the stream as low latency as possible without dropping frames. Maybe I just haven't updated it, but we got it on the top of the screen here, as well as our box score site that we're using. Obviously, we can't use any actual footage, or else we'll get absolutely bonked by the IOC. This game's not on TV over here, just as well I'm not at work. Or I'm at work anyway. My the last time I was at the last Olympics, when my last job, I was they actually kind of called the day for the afternoon, and we were watching Olympic hockey. It was it must have been 2014, but it was the NHL. It was Canada and Sweden in the final there. That was awesome. I can't remember actually which year it was, but I remember being at work and watching the Olympics. They let us watch the Olympics. It was dope. They did it for the Olympics and the World Cup of soccer. Now I worked with a lot of Colombians, so it was the Colombian soccer fans. I don't know if you've known any Colombian soccer fans. Oh my god. They get into it. Doesn't matter where they are. They're at a lunchroom at work. They were
Yeah, soccer
losing
fans
their
are
mind.
very passionate.
Oh yeah, South Americans soccer, football fans, I guess.
Hmm.
Soccer, football, whatever you call it.
Yeah, we are both goalies. And power play here for the Americans. We'll see if this time they can, make another goal. They are 1 for 3 on their own
Mm-hmm.
power play.
You were a goalie. I played goal once when our team's goalie was out sick. It was not easy. Yeah, we were actually both goalies. um, we played. We didn't grow up together. We met in university when later in life, but played once together. It was dope. It's not an easy position, obviously, but we were pretty good at it.
Someone has to be crazy enough to do it.
Yeah, someone has to be nuts. You got to be a little. You got to be a little kind of, a special kind of crazy to be a goalie full time like that. So I started playing goalie when I was 5 years old. I think whatever the first like organized age is tyke. I didn't start as a goalie. I started the season as a player. And I remember I was a forward, as a left winger, and then our goalie got hurt. He like I think he broke his arm, like, at school or something. And they were just like asking around the room, okay, who wants to go in? And I'm like, I do. And then I just never stopped.
I'm guessing that's how Ken you got into it. Goalie's injured. You're just like, oh, I guess somebody has to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone, need a goalie who volunteers.
Good clear for Canada here on the PK. Minute and 20 seconds into this power play, and the United States has not had much.
2014, last time the NHL players went. Yeah. Very sad. We had our predictions for the NHL players going on the channel, but we had to redo everything because they ended up not going, unfortunately.
Ooh, an attempted
MPP.
one-time pass gets broken up. MPP on a breakaway.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty shot. Yeah, that's a penalty shot. Absolutely.
Short-handed one. Wow.
Absolutely, that's a penalty shot.
The Americans have been telegraphing that D-to-D one-timer, and Poulin saw it immediately, jumped on it, intercepted the pass, and was home free for a breakaway when she gets a little hooked up there and gets a penalty shot.
Here we go, MPP, Canada's captain.
Of course, short-handed. This is on the penalty kill.
Yeah, so technically be on the penalty kill.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Automatic. Super really.
Patient. Right over the blocker. Wow.
Marie-Philippe Poulin has always been huge for Team Canada. That's awesome.
That's perfect. Your captain has to lead the way, and she saw that blocker. She saw it. She knew she had the space and said, oh, I'm going to take it.
She's like, you're too deep in your net. Put it by you. Automatic, baby. That's it. Captain Canada. Yeah, she's the leader, so leaders got to lead. Leading by example here. 4-2 Canada. That's not bad. Americans are probably
in a game. I think they should be disappointed. In a game where they've kind of dominated at times, they hadn't been able to put the puck in, and now the Canadians have taken advantage of every inch that they've gotten, and now they're up 4-2.
They go, here's all my money. Ever bet against Team Canada, baby?
Yeah.
Not in hockey.
Yeah, Canada has kept that slot clear. The Americans have, only been able to kind of flutter the puck in from the point, hope for some traffic in front. That's all. Their entire gameplay has been that, a lot of possession, but they haven't been able to get the
Here's a
middle,
chance here.
down the slot
Oh, it was a huge save there by Matty Rooney
on
on the
the
chance there.
rebound.
The rebound there initiated by Rattray. I don't know who got that rebound. I think it
Yeah,
was
but they'll
Sarah.
be
I think
looking
it
at
was
this
Sarah
guy.
Fillier, but it must have been 10, right? Digs it out of the corner. Natalie Spooner tries a little wrap.
That wraparound worked for their third goal. So I think it's something that they've been utilizing. Saw it a lot against Russia, where they'd go around, from behind the goaltender, and attempt that pass right in front of the net. And they've been looking for it all game, I've noticed. But the Americans haven't given them the space that the Russians did, so it's been a lot harder for them.
Kind of letting them play here now. There's a couple could have been penalties there on
Hmm.
both sides. Kind of letting them play to end the period here. They're like, we're getting too many penalties. We're letting you play 5-on-5 for a little bit.
The last minute too. Just kind of get the period over with, let them cool their heads off in the intermission when they get down the locker room in Quebec. And neither team here able to get much. A little back and forth as the clock starts to dwindle
Yeah,
down.
they're just playing for time now. Playing to kill the
Hmm.
end of this period. Accidentally fires it into the bench with 0.3 seconds left, but that's all right. Good for the ref calling the penalty shot there. You don't see it a lot. I think it should be called more often. The NHL, if you get interfered with but still get the shot off, generally they don't call a penalty shot. I think they should, 100%. Doesn't matter if you got your shot away. It wasn't it was a
Yeah,
breakaway.
right. That's if I get tripped, but I reach for the puck. It happens all the time, right? Like I got boarded while reaching for the puck. Oh, because I touched the puck while getting my head smacked in. It's not a hit to the head. No, of course, the penalty is the penalty. It's irrelevant to how if they score or not or get a shot off. I mean,
Yeah, it has been a
yeah,
little bit
big
of
second
a
period
little
comeback.
bit of a comeback there. It was 2-1, 3 straight goals. That's awesome. From Brian Jenner, Jamie Lee Rattray, and who scored the fourth goal? Ready for the Blunt,
Thanks
obviously.
for sticking around,
MVP.
Ken. Glad to have somebody from Japan. Most of our viewership on this channel is from Canada, so when we get people not from Canada or the US, we're always very happy.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by, Ken. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I kind of predicted that Canada would score in the second period. I had them thought they'd do some come out a little bit stronger. So I didn't think they'd score 3 goals, but I'm glad they came out with a little bit more of a fierce attitude than they did in the first.
I have no idea what you're talking
Don't.
about. Yeah. All right. Yeah, MPP leading the way here as we got the lineup again. We should try to incorporate this lineup into my overlay somehow. Just put it somewhere. Just instead of having it, pop up every once in a while, I should. For next time, maybe I can try to get it maybe under my head and above yours or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Too many names.
Yeah, there's too many names. You're right.
It's just impossible.
I have it open.
Occasionally flipping.
I have it open separately on my screen because I'm not as familiar with the numbers, obviously, for the Canadian teams. Yeah, go Canada. 4-2. 4-2 here in the second intermission. I'll actually say that. I'll go second int. But yeah. Americans right away, At the start of the game, it was all U.S. There was a lot of zone time for the U.S. Canada didn't really get skating right away. A lot of power play chances against. Couldn't really figure it out 5-on-5. Figured it out. Got skating in a second. Who is your top player from every country? For the
Well, we
women?
actually covered the men's teams, but we haven't really covered the women's teams the way we did. Like going over the rosters, we probably should have.
Yeah, if if we had the time, and like there's a lot of stuff going on for Olympics, and just to do all 12 men's teams was a lot of time in of itself. I would love to do the women's teams too, but um, top player for these two teams gotta include for Canada MPP Marie-Philippe Poulin. You gotta include Brianne Jenner, Natalie Spooner, Sarah Fillier is up and coming. For the states, Hillary Knight probably is their best overall player. Historically, anyway, Amanda Kessel I think is fairly good. Carpenter is very good. They both have firepower on this team. So there's the American lines. Kendall Coyne Schofield, if anyone remembers the NHL skills competition from a few years ago, she was the
Right? Oh my god.
she was the girl that I think she was a 14-1 or something in the 14-3 maybe in the fastest skater competition. Like she beat some of the all stars.
Yeah.
She ended up losing, I think, to McDavid, but I think she was like third. She
Yeah.
was like third or fourth.
Right? How many skills competitions do women have to beat men at before we kind of accept that women can play hockey? Right? Come on.
And Matt
Like to
says it's
skate that fast is incredible.
over 4.5. Yeah, who did that line? Of course it was going to be over 4.5. That was the easiest bet in the world. Wish I'd have known that.
And welcome
Women's,
back, Matt.
yeah.
Good to see you again.
I was not expecting a low scoring game. Not for Canada and the US, not in women's hockey. Women's hockey generally has higher goal scoring than the men's game anyway. So 4.5. Yeah, that was an easy over. Oh, I got a subscriber. Nguyen Van Hung. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your subscription. Hope you enjoy some of the content we're doing. We're doing a lot of Olympic stuff. Obviously, over the next couple weeks. Men's tournaments starting on Wednesday? I think. Canada doesn't start till Thursday, I think, but I think it starts Wednesday in North America anyway. It might be Tuesday in China, or whatever that works.
I know McDavid lost to Jordan Cairo in the speed skating competition. That was pretty impressive.
Ryan
See that?
Friesen, no surprises here. Canada owned the United States for many years. Lately, has started to dominate again. In the Olympics, I think Canada's won 4 out of 6 Olympics, I think, that they've played so far. This is 7. It's 4-2. But the Americans, I think, have dominated more so for the World Championships, having won, I think, the last few. I think Canada has the edge probably overall, but it's close. Sorry, did I cut you off there, Alex?
No.
What if McDavid was in the speed skating competition? It'd be fun. That'd be cool to see.
He
no,
was.
no. He
That was like
he means
like on
the Olympic
Olympics.
speed skating.
Oh, that's a completely different type of skating, right? And with McDavid, it isn't just his speed; it's his speed and ability to control the puck at that speed. Because occasionally, guys kind of skate a little bit faster than him, but nobody can do it with the puck like he can. So, like I feel like those speed skating competition kind of things, like he specifically, maybe he'd do great, but I feel like the ones who actually compete at it are just simply above where he could be.
And they say not lately. Am I tripping? Have won the last few women's worlds? 2021 Calgary, it was 3-2 Canada win in overtime. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight wins for the States before that. So obviously they don't hold it in 2018 and 14 because of the Olympics. But I guess if you want to, want to debate me on recently, then yes, you're right. Canada having won the most recent 2021 World Championships in overtime, but Canada is a better team now. Obviously so far, 4-2. We'll see. I think they're the better team. I agree with you, is what I'm saying. But I think it's really close, and I don't think we should at all count out the States. States are very good.
Yeah, no, 20 minutes is a lot of hockey too. Even in this game, don't count them out. So
Yeah, I was talking about it before. It was 2019. Finland won the silver in the World Championships. I could remember the year. I guess 2019, and I was right.
yeah, real fan. Sometimes you can dominate in possession, but if you're not getting the right chances, if you've been watching, the United States, the best chances they've gotten have been when a D has just kind of fluttered the puck in, and you're hoping for some traffic, a funny bounce in front, and you're just traffic in front. That's where most goals are scored, but like that's the US's whole strategy. Canada's been able to keep the slot clear of passing lanes, been able to block a lot of shots, and those high, those chances that are gonna get that lead to a lot of goals just aren't happening for them despite having being so dominant otherwise.
Ryan Friesen says he's counting them out. Oh, all right, fine. You've convinced me. No, I'm kidding. I think the American team's still pretty good. Despite the score tonight, they outplayed Canada in the first, and the Canada kind of came back on them in the second. But
And both teams have been good at different things. Like the American forecheck has been incredible today. Well, the Canadian breakout has been awful. The Canadians haven't been able to get it out of their own zone, but other than that, in their own zone, defending the cycle has been pretty good. It's just clearing it. Like it's the way that they've kind of rock paper scissored. It's been Canada whose proficiency has kind of beat the United States' deficiency. And that just happens. That's hockey.
wonder if Aito Iguchi is in these Olympics, but I think he isn't. But it would be cool. No, he's obviously you're talking about the Japanese prospect there. No, he's Team Japan doesn't have a team in the men's tournament, so he will not be here. But definitely curious about him next few years. 18 years old.
And it would be a +1 draft pick for 2022. So
And Matt referencing here the U.S.'s kind of crappy power play. I don't know if you talked about that just now or what, but definitely the first few power plays for the States were not good. Weren't getting Canada's penalty kill moving at all. Very stationary, very to the outside. Not great. Yeah, sorry, has been. They're where's Japan in the world rankings for?
I don't know. I never follow
hockey?
those where the IHF says they are. I never take too much credit into that.
I mean, no, it's rough, right? But Japan,
and I never know if they're talking
lower
about
than I thought.
the
25.
players versus the quality of the leagues in that country. You know what I mean? I'd argue that like German hockey players are better than Swiss hockey players for the men's, but the Swiss league is more competitive.
Just looking up rankings here, and obviously this doesn't tell you everything, but Japan for the men is ranked 25th in the world between Estonia and Romania, so they're not going to be qualifying for the Olympics anytime soon. They're probably in D2 for their rankings. If Brianna Decker didn't break her leg, USA would have stronger chance against Canada. I mean, yes, you're right. Obviously, the losing Brianna Decker is a huge loss, but Canada is without Melody Daoust, so kind of I think a fairly even trade. Need a stream. Depends where you are. If you're in the States, I don't know how to help you. It's free for us in Canada. CBC streams them all for free. If you have a VPN, you could trick into Canada and do that probably. Otherwise, illegal sites like Hockey TV or on HockeyTV.tv is where your best bet is. Not that we condone illegal streaming, wink.
We do. We don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's not streaming isn't illegal here in Canada. Hosting a stream is, but to simply watch somebody else's stream in Canada is perfectly legal. It's like fireworks. You know, somebody's setting up fireworks in their backyard. You're kind of just watching it. Like they're the ones doing it. They're the ones doing fireworks illegally in their backyard. You're not going to get charged for watching, which is kind of the concept that they apply for streams here in Canada. It is perfectly legal.
Good metaphor. Okay, before the third starts here, I'm going to dip out for 2 seconds to get some water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to actually the third is starting right now, but whatever, that's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. I missed the beginning of the second.
And I'm going to disappear. Ha!
Big second period for the Canadians, who really took this game back. I feel like they tightened up their strategy. Didn't give as much defensively. They had been overcommitting on the forecheck a little bit, giving up a little bit too much, like 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s for the Americans, and they didn't get any of those in the second period. So good for Canada to adjust their strategy. Random. Uh, Personally, I'm not as high on Uri Slavkovsky. If you look at our predictions, we do have him a little bit lower down the roster, but Simon Nemeth, in my opinion, is the number one draft pick for 2022. I have him over Shane right now. I think he is incredible. If you watch him at the World Juniors, he was playing on a level of Owen Power, who Jake Sanderson, like guys who were a year above him. He was playing on that level. I think he's a first overall pick, in my opinion, over Shane Wright. So I do. I think that bring him is the right choice. But Slavkovsky, I'm not so sure on.
All right, I'm back. I still hear you in my ears talking smack against my boy Uri Slavkovsky. What is this madness?
At the Olympics, I don't know. I think he might get, like a bottom six kind of role, maybe the 13th forward, odd guy out. But Nemeth is just too good.
I know. Nemeth, I obviously I think I would pick Nemeth first, before, as in not first overall, as in before.
Yeah,
Slavkovsky.
yeah.
But I have Slavkovsky way higher on my list than you.
I mean, we say way higher, but that's like 3 or 4.
Well, it started way higher.
Yeah.
It started
top 10, top 15.
The gap was huge. We did a top 16 video in October, and you didn't even have him on the list.
Had him at 17th, yeah.
Yeah, no,
That
you
was like
you can say that live now, but you told me it was like in the 20s.
I had
I see you.
I had done my list and sent it to you. I'm pretty sure, Ryan. I had a top 60 at that point.
Yeah, no, you had a lot. I thought he was lower. I
Yeah.
thought he was in the 20s for you, but I might be wrong.
No, no, he was like the guy. It was between him and Jack Hughes. And I really like not the Jack Hughes who's currently playing in the NHL. The Jack
Yeah,
Hughes is
different one.
playing in the NCAA right now. I think he's way underrated.
Yeah, he slipped into my first round, I
Mhm. Slipped into my top 16. I can't get him out of my top 20.
think. A little bit of pressure in the American zone here. Shots on goal currently 34-22 for the States. Started off really strong. I think at one point it was 16-3 or something.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm. 14 to 3,
came
15
out
to
of
3.
the gate, on fire, but has since, closed the gap a little bit. Anyway, been more even. And of course, I have the hiccups on live stream. That's awesome.
Ooh, tried to sneak the puck between her legs there. Didn't get that one through. Yeah, the United States needs to start taking a few chances. The Canadians have not given them, yeah, the slot at all. Right in front of the goalie is always taken away. But they have to. The United States has to adjust a little bit, work a little bit harder, kind of change up, how their strategy because they need to win here. They need to prove that they're better than a team that played yesterday.
Yeah. Good rebound control there. Good puck control there by Debian.
Mm-hmm. Rebounded it into her own glove.
I assume you, Ryan, in chat here that you're a Jets fan, considering how Lil Perk is chirping you there. But can you please tell both Mark Scheifele and Nick Healers, who I know is hurt right now, but once he gets back, could you please tell them to step their shit up? Because I have both of them in fantasy, and I'm not happy about it. So I'd appreciate that. Just say, put a good word in for me. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, Canada did play yesterday, so I definitely feel like their energy level hasn't been quite what it could be if they were a little bit more fresh. Specifically against the Russians, I felt like they started the game with a kind of vendetta because there was a dispute over the COVID rapid tests being done.
Yeah, that was a strange, obviously, start to the game yesterday. Probably
And so I
threw.
feel like the Canadians, they came out and they scored 2 goals in like the first minute and a half. They were fierce, but they gave up a little bit too much. They expended their energy too quickly. And that kind of, I feel like it's maybe paying for it now with being a little bit too tired to put 110% in against the Americans.
Yeah, you're right about Ehlers. I agree with that. But yeah, Mark Scheifele. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. I've had him in fantasy for years. See, the Jets better off next year with no Mark. Or a youth movement, yeah, could be. Could be an option. We'll see. Full disclosure, I'm a Leaf fan, so the Jets doing bad doesn't bother me, but um, obviously I'm a Canadian hockey fan second, so uh, after just being straight up Leaf fan, I'm a Canadian hockey fan. So if any one of the Canadian teams wins the next few years, I will not be mad, even if it's the Habs as a Leafs fan.
You're
I
lying.
was
I know you very well. You're lying.
shush.
Don't lie. Don't lie to our fans.
Don't lie to
Ryan.
the stream, Ryan. Don't lie to chat.
Don't lie to these people.
Okay, maybe I was lying a little bit. Maybe not the Habs. Maybe not the Jets. Or not the Jets. The Bruins. Yeah. No, I can't. As a Leafs fan, I can't make any chirps toward literally any hockey city. Like maybe the only one maybe I have anything on is Arizona, just because you know they can't pay their bills, so that's just funny. But until the Leafs win a playoff round, I can't chirp. I'm sorry, you're right. I'll shut up. Ricardo, greetings from Panama. Canada's playing very well, less shots but more effective. Good luck for USA. That's awesome, dude. Panama, that's
Mhm.
sick.
Yeah, I completely agree. Their shots are definitely more focused on trying to get them. They're getting the pucks through to the middle of the the ice right in front of the goalie that the United States just hasn't been. The United States is getting all the possession in the offensive zone, but they haven't gotten good shots. They just kind of fluttered the puck in, and while those crazy bounces sometimes look scary, they're not always high percentage shots. And greetings from Canada. I'm glad to have people from all over the world joining us. Most of our viewership comes from Canada, so to see people not from Canada or the United States is amazing. Especially enjoying our favorite sport.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking about the Yotes not paying their bills last night with Alex. I wasn't here, so
Hmm.
um, I guess I missed that, but that's funny. Popular topic. It's kind of hilarious, low key, from a business standpoint. Obviously, the Arizona Coyotes fans a little bit unloved right now, but some really great fans in Arizona, and obviously hockey's been kind of bumped up in that state with the appearance of Austin Matthews and what he's done for that city as well. Jets were good for many years before the Leafs got decent. Just happens in hockey at the yeah. No, it's you get ebbs and flows of the league. You can't be really good forever. So I still think the Jets have a shot though. Okay, but I'll stop talking about the Jets. We talk about U.S. and Canada here. We're getting off topic. 7 minutes into the third here. Haven't seen a whole lot of sustained chances for the States here. Some shots, a little bit of zone time, but nothing like what we saw in the first.
No, they've been trying to jump on their own rebounds. That seems to be like their like they adjusted to that kind of strategy when after their first goal, like kind of went like that. But halfway through the game, that seemed to be like an adjustment, but it hasn't worked for them. They're not getting the rebounds that they want, and the Canadians are keeping the front of the net clear, which is keeping that puck out. So might keep it at 2 goals for the United States if they can't figure out how to get around the Canadian D. Yeah,
Yeah.
they give a lot to start the beginning of the game, but it's been a little rough there. They haven't skated quite as well. You mentioned it right from the start that you thought the Canadians weren't skating very well, but it seems like the Americans have almost toned down their energy to match the Canadians, kinda.
Oh, Matt, you're actually from Arizona. That's wild. Do you go to many Yotes games? Even if you're maybe not a Yotes fan, do you go often? Trying to go to like being from the Toronto area, trying to go see a Leaf game, no matter who's playing, is like $200 a friggin' ticket, so it's impossible to pay for. But what are the games like there? Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah, I get it, Ryan, for sure. A little bit. They've come back a little bit. Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. Sorry.
Another dump and chase play by the Americans. Early in the game, the American forecheck was forcing a lot of turnovers in the Canadian defensive zone. The Canadians were having a hard time breaking out, and Canadians were getting the puck at the blue line and getting a quick shot off. But the Canadians have seemed to figure out either the Americans aren't forechecking as hard, or the Canadians have kind of figured out how to calm down with the puck and play smart as opposed to quick and stupid plays. And they've that dump and chase and then forechecking hard just hasn't been a thing for the Americans because the Canadians have been able to respond to that.
Brianna Jenner was all over it there. What happened?
Oh, sorry, Matt. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'm an Ottawa fan, and living in Toronto, I don't go to see my team lose either. That's just.
What I mean more, Matt, is if you're close to the arena, like from being from Toronto, we end up going to when the Leafs play in Buffalo. We end up jumping across the border a lot of the times, and it's mostly Toronto fans when the Leafs play in Buffalo, because the tickets are just cheap. That's more what I mean. Not go support the Coyotes. But I agree. Yeah, they're bad. They're really really bad.
Yeah, you could watch a better team come in, and if you're a Leafs fan in Arizona, you get to watch the Leafs come in. Austin Matthews, he's got a full house every time he comes to play.
Ryan asking Super Bowl predictions. I work with a bunch, way too many, Cincinnati Bengals fans, and they are super hyped. I got one of them actually went down to LA, booked a bunch of time off work. He's going down to LA to like watch the Super Bowl. He doesn't have tickets to the game, but he actually is going to go down and like party with the Cincinnati Bengals fans. So I'll live through him a little bit. I'll say go Bengals.
Hate when they use like a commercial and cut off part of a
Yeah, part
hockey
of the
game.
game. Stupid. Gotta get those advertisements in.
Yeah, good for a concert. Disturbed in 3 days grace. Got good
Nice.
taste. You hate the Arizona Coyotes and you got good taste in music.
There you go. 10 out of 10.
Russell Ringrose, yeah, hey, enjoy. I'm a huge Sens fan. Ottawa's not where I'm from. I'm from Toronto, but Ryan's a Toronto fan, so it kind of creates a fun dynamic of a rivalry here, even though we both just love hockey.
Oh, yeah. Coin here,
Ooh,
centering the
two
puck.
on one could not
Oh,
get through.
huge chance there. I think I was making Keller. Oh, we got to scramble in front.
Oh, and it is picked up by a Canadian who is getting that puck out of the zone quick.
Yeah, Rebecca Johnston gets that puck out of harm's way, and wow, she fired.
Yeah, she might. I don't know if she's gonna get
She,
a penalty for
I
it,
don't know if
but
that is a penalty, and
oh, it
maybe
is.
unsportsmanlike. They're gonna give her a
It's
penalty for
supposed
that.
to be.
Wow.
Yeah, the scramble here in front of the net is just exemplary of like how the Americans have kind of just throw the puck at the net, hope for some balance in traffic, and you know, but it isn't working. The Canadians have been really tight. As crazy as it looks, the puck's still just like not getting through. It's a low percentage kind of shot, but we'll see now because the Americans are going on the power play halfway through the third, 10 minutes left, so plenty of time.
They switched to curling. That sucks. What the hell? I don't know
More
what.
important than US versus Canada hockey?
Jeez, must be some curling game. Match? I don't even know what to call curling. I don't really watch curling. My dad was a big curler, but I never picked that up.
Uh, Americans passing the puck around, not really moving too quickly. Can't get another attempt to get the puck in front, just can't get any shot off. Canadians keeping the front of their own net super tight.
Yep. Obviously, a huge power play opportunity here for the States. They have to capitalize. Yeah,
Yeah,
why
if they
show
don't,
the.
it's going to be a huge chase. But if they score a goal here, they can kind of put Canada on their heels a little and maybe,
Yeah,
make it
becomes a
more
one goal
interesting.
game. Oh, corralled there by Rene Desbiens. Why show the hockey game at all? Yeah, I know, agree. What the heck? Like, finish it. We just finished the game. There's 9 minutes left. Start the game off time. Sweden, Great Britain, bronze medal game. Yeah, bronze medal. I mean, it's a medal round, so I I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what gets more views where you are, right? Like, it has to be a local thing. If you're in Canada and they cut a
No
Canada game
shot
for
that
Great
happens.
Britain, right?
No shot that happens in Canada. I don't know where you're watching, but
Mhm. Right, it might just be a local thing. I'm so sorry that, if you're a hockey fan in a country that, if you're, like, watching from Great Britain and your team in curling is about to win, obviously you're gonna miss the hockey game.
yeah. Yeah. Whoever made that decision takes a big L on that one. 33 seconds left on the power play here for the States. Up top, that's Savannah Harmon, I think.
Mhm.
Starting to get the numbers.
It's still, they're very slow moving the puck. They're not really carrying it around, they're just passing it.
There's a lane there for a second. They missed their opportunity
Yeah,
to get
though,
through.
right?
Ooh. See, another just shot from the point. I think Canada will take that all day. These wrist shots through traffic, as long as they are able to get in front of it for blocks or clear the front of the net so that Debian can see it. I think they'll
Mhm.
take that all day. It's not on TV anywhere. I'm so sorry. That's brutal. Well, so you can be updated here for now.
Yeah, it looked like the light went off behind the goaltender, but there was no goal.
I'm on CBC strike. Fair enough. Should be on Sportsnet strike. I think he was working for Sportsnet technically at the time, but you're right. I don't know if CBC still owned Hockey Night in Canada or had a stake in it back then. Weird. We are in commercial.
Yeah, Shitsnet and then Toronto Sports Network.
Oh, stop. Toronto Sports Network. That's an Ottawa fan thing to say. Such
That's
as,
it's a non-Toronto Maple Leafs fan thing to say.
yeah,
There's
okay,
30,
fair enough.
31 teams out there being like, Toronto Sports Network.
It's the Toronto Sports Network because you're watching the Toronto feed. Watch the
And they
Ottawa
are the
feed.
biggest.
There's a TSN Sens and a TSN Habs, but people forget that because they live in Toronto and then they complain that they're watching Toronto sports anyway. Rant over. Power play is over here. All I have to say is one number. Shush. It's two right now. Really, it's 1967, and then people throw Game 7 at me a bunch too. So it's one or the other. But it was a long time. It was just 67, buddy. 16. Shit. So frustrating. I know. Okay. Don't think Leaf fans aren't aware. You're very aware.
I cry every night. I know.
No, I cry
Ryan and I
myself to
lived
sleep.
together. We were roommates. I used to hear him crying.
Yeah,
And
totally.
he'd wipe his tears with his jersey and be like, "One day I'll see you win."
Yeah, Game 7, which year? Yep.
True story. True story.
True story. Yeah, definitely not a fabricated story at all. Yeah, it's been a
And the
struggle
Americans
for
iced
Leaf
that
fans.
one.
7 minutes here, left in the third. Canada 4-2. Not a whole lot of sustained pressure here after the first period from the States. Couple chances.
The United States, they
Getting their
had
chances.
iced the puck, in the first 5 minutes, they iced the puck like 10 times in a row. They kept doing that, and they seem to have fallen back into that strategy. And like you said, they're just not able to get any possession like they had earlier in the game.
Real fan. I don't remember that. I wasn't a football guy back in the day. I'm still really not, but that was way before I even paid attention to that. Still
Big save.
getting shots. Debian, cool as a cucumber. Little glove save, no problem. You can laugh at the Jets too, which have won a cup Wasn't for the Oilers back in the 80s. There was one time we had a 3-1 lead in the Oilers as well. Yeah. You had some obviously the Jets had some good players back in the day. Obviously it's before
Shots
my
are
time.
currently 50-25 for
Ooh.
the Americans here.
Ooh. Yeah, a lot of shots from the outside on for the States here. Yeah, the 80s were a little bit before our times. Just by a smidge missed it, but obviously those Jets teams, some of them are pretty good. Just ran into Gretzky's Oilers. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm
Fabian
watching
almost
Davian like, oh God, what are you doing?
almost gets that one right to the American to put it into their own net, but safe.
Yeah.
And the puck is gloved down. 6 minutes remaining in the game. That is a lot of time still, but the clock is ticking.
Yeah, look, we're talking about how I'm a Leaf fan. I'm not comfortable with leads. I'm really not. I see 4-2 and I'm sweating over here a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Only slightly.
Yeah, Matt, I'd be betting on Canada for the gold after, especially after seeing this game. In that, they played yesterday. They're tired. The Americans are supposed to have showed the Canadians up, in this one and kind of taken this one and get their bragging rights. But the Canadians are going to have all the bragging rights, and they've shown that even when they're kind of being outpossessed on the puck, they know how to play to win, which is more important.
I don't know if I would make them a lock for gold. I think I would bet on Canada for gold anyway. Like even if they lost, even if the score was reversed, I still think I would bet on Canada. It's just how I am. But the States are still playing well. Like they're not playing bad, but Don Cherry would approve of some Rock'em Sock'em Women's hockey. Good old Rock'em Sock'em. I still have a bunch of those. My parents still have a bunch of Rock'em Sock'em VHSs.
Nice. Nice.
Should break them out. We should break them out and we should
Yeah,
review them
right?
on the channel. We should
On the
review some
channel,
Rock'em Sock'em.
yes.
We'll
Yes.
probably get flagged for that, but I'm okay
Who
with it.
cares? It's worth it.
That's probably copyrighted material, but I'm okay.
Maybe.
We'll try to react. We'll try to maybe we'll do that. That'd be fun.
Worst case,
love me
it's
some old school Rock'em Sock'em.
they take it down worldwide.
Yeah. Russia versus Sweden gold medal for the women's. You crazy. You crazy.
No. No, no.
No. No.
No, Ryan Friesen. Stop lying. That'd be nice. I'd love to see a day, and I don't think we're very far from it. 4 years, 8 years, maybe somewhere in the 8 or 12 year Olympic range, that a team is going to upset Canada or the US in a game, and it's going to be like, oh, like women's hockey, there's another team out there. I don't know which team, but I don't think we're very far. Probably Russia.
Yeah, which one first? Probably Russia, yeah. 5 minutes left in the third here. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there.
Ambrose.
A little bit of a yikes. That's all right. We're back in the Americans' end here. Just got to kill some clock, get it deep, and we're in full hockey cliche pucks in deep mode here, Canada. Let's go. It's gonna happen. Every team is improving. Yeah, it'll happen eventually. I think. Maybe. Not now.
Yeah, that is the trade-off. If you want to watch women in bikinis, you have to watch the men in thongs. No equipment, no safety gear.
I think you're just looking for beach
a
volleyball,
banana
guys.
hammock.
Just go watch Summer Olympic beach volleyball. I think you'll be fine.
Though I would not mind seeing some of these hockey players are cute. Add a few teeth, you know, whatever.
Eh,
But some of them are really cute. I would not mind seeing them more, swinging around a banana hammock playing hockey. Oh my god.
no, stop. I am in
Okay,
full
just
control of
hat,
you
banana
with
hammock,
this stream. I'm gonna make
gloves.
you disappear real fast. I am in fire. We're streaming from me right now.
Are you gonna tell me that it won't get the most views of any hockey ever? It'd be good for viewership.
Oops, I hit
Building
the
the
Alex
sport.
disappears button. Uh-oh. How awful.
All right, 3.5 minutes left in the third period here between Canada and the U.S. women's hockey. I feel like the Americans are it's a little bit too late for the desperation that they're starting to now show. Yeah, walk it. Nice. Nice shot. Wow.
I haven't seen Jackass forever yet, Matt, but I heard about that. I can't wait to. I honestly can't wait to watch that for that specifically. Jackass is a little nostalgic for me, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Doesn't he get punched by a boxer too? Like it's nuts. Anyway, it's nuts. I didn't do that on purpose. Whoa, tripping penalty.
Ooh, a late hit.
Oh,
Is it boarding?
Canada's kind of wailing on the Americans right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nico asking Matthews or Marner, and like, who would I take? Matthews, 100%. Both are good. Matthews is something else.
Ooh. They're showing some clips of some physicality here, and yeah, no kidding. These Canadians have been a little bit rough. I know earlier, just like the first 5-10 minutes, the Americans tried to play a little bit more physical and rough, but ever since it's been like the Canadians showing, lifting the shoulder a little bit. It's
Yeah,
been kind of dirty, but it's men's hockey.
a couple plays in there. A little
Clean it up.
chippy. That's fine. It's Canada and the U.S. It's always a little chippy. Doesn't matter which, if it's men or women's. We got the goalie pulled here. It's going to be 6-on-4 with an empty netter. I don't like when, like, obviously it sucks is that Canada can just dump it without consequence, fire it at the empty net on a power play because they're on the penalty kill.
Sorry, what didn't you like?
Oh, just the
When
fact
teams
that
do that?
people pull their goalies when, like, I would honestly it'd be better to just take the power play.
Oh, it's just 5-on-4.
Yeah, like they give them such a huge opportunity. When you're down 2, maybe, but not when you're down 1. From Marie in Buena Park, California, U.S. Thank you for sharing this. Let's go, please, U.S. hockey. Actually, doing a couple players on a team. Thanks for joining us, Marie. We really appreciate you being here. Much love from Canada, from Ontario, from us.
Well, I'm sorry your friends are losing tonight, but they are really good. A minute, 50 seconds left in this power play. Americans passing back and forth, trying to look for some hole through the Canadian defense, but they are not finding it.
Still
Every
trying to get
shot's
it
getting
through.
blocked.
Jocelyn Larocque has been an absolute wall all game. You cannot get it by that girl. A lot of block shots. I'd like to see that.
She blocked the very first shot attempt by the Americans to start the game, and she's gonna probably block the last one.
She looks so gassed. Either we need a change or a whistle here. Come on, girls, let's go.
10 seconds left in the power play, so they're about to get a little bit of relief. The Americans are still just trying to.
Yeah, the Americans haven't. They need to take advantage of the tired penalty kill. They really aren't.
And for the first time
Bumpy.
in the whole power play, they skated with the puck, moved it around 2 feet, and created a little space for
Ooh.
themselves and almost created a little chance in front there, but the power play did end.
Yeah, we all win with this kind of hockey. It's exciting stuff. Close games with good teams are always fun.
Glenn, yeah, oh my god, she is MPP is, she's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely one of the best women's hockey players in this generation anyway, since probably Haley Wickenheiser overall. Our tracker over
10
here to our
seconds.
left is way behind. It just gave us an
10
empty net.
seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2
Yeah.
seconds, 1 second, and that is official. It is in the books. 4-2 Canada.
4-2. I will take that. Obviously, still the preliminaries. They'll meet in the gold medal, I'm sure. But no bragging rights here. We want to beat the States to one, States want to beat Canada whenever they play each other. So 4-2 the final. Great game. Great game. I thought it was the shots on goal were one-sided. But dude,
That being what, 55-27, something
yeah, let
like
me see if
that?
I can get a final tally. Looks like the final shots 27 to where the hell is the other one? 48? That can't be right.
No.
That's not right. It's not updated.
It's 51.
The box
Yeah, to
score on
51.
Sportsnet is bad. Canada versus US bronze medal. 10 out of 10. Nico, no problem, guys. No problem, buddy.
Something?
Thanks for hanging out. Play the Game by Marie-Philippe Poulin. Absolutely, I agree too.
Yes.
Thanks
In
for
her
hanging
own
out today.
zone.
Hey
It
guys, the
was
people who are
reading that
leaving.
play. We should do a small recap of, we've got a bunch of people joining us right now. Do a small recap of the game, of each goal.
Yeah, sure. We can
How they
talk
happened,
about
when
it.
they happened.
Absolutely. Thanks for everyone who hung out with us during the game. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate if you leave the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are interested in more hockey content from us, and we'll do live streams and hang out. It's dope. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy people hanging out with us. States suck. We want to go Canada. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to just go through all the goals?
Yeah. Right from the start, I thought in the very first minute, Canada played a little bit hotter, but after that first minute, the Americans found their legs, and then it was all them through the first 5-6 minutes, really.
Yeah, it was all states right away. What'd you say? It was 13-3 or 16-3 shots on goal?
14-3, yeah, the shots, but the first goal goes to Brianne Jenner.
Yeah, Brianne Jenner. Let me just scroll. Let me find. Hold on.
Go.
We'll go down here. Thanks, Marie. Appreciate you hanging out. Who do you think will win the gold? We're for Team Canada, for sure. For women's, anyway, and for men, honestly. But since we're watching the women, we'll say the women. Yeah, Brianne Jenner, assisted there by Sarah Fillier and Marie-Philippe Poulin, who you can't see until right there.
It was a tic-tac-toe pass. Fillier pass was kind of like behind the net on the side of it. Passes Jenner right in front, over the shoulder. Great goal.
Yeah, great goal by her. Penalty trouble here for Canada too today. We can talk about that. I think a little too many power play opportunities that they gave the States. Obviously, the States were not able to capitalize, but if they were to capitalize on one or two of those, this is a completely different game. They did score one power play goal. We'll get to, is right here. Camaresi, United States power play goal. Kelly Panic and Caleb Barnes with the assists on
A
that one.
lot yeah, a lot like the goal by Canada. There's a very similar tic-tac-toe kinda thing, but, the shot the initial shot didn't fully connect, it was blocked, and, Cameron's she gets, her own rebound on that and tucks it in. It was a really incredible goal, I thought. Showed a lot of poise, in front of the net. The Canadians all game have been really good at boxing out the American forwards, and she did her best to get her own rebound. There were not a lot of rebounds that the Canadians gave up, and she made him pay for it.
Absolutely. And almost right away, 2 minutes later, Alex Carpenter gets the Americans up 2-1. They did lead at one point in this game, and it was not looking good for Canada, who started off bad and then had 2 goals given up in the second period, assisted there by Amanda Kessel and Megan Keller. And it was 2-1 States. Anything for that goal?
No, no.
But luckily, Canada answered, I think, pretty quickly. It was less than a minute later, and then jumped all over it. I don't know if something snapped in their heads when they were leading by 1 and not quite having their legs, and then all of a sudden they were down 2-1, and it was, I don't know if something went off, alarm bells went off in their head, but Brianne Jenner, assisted by Sarah Nurse, and Jamie Lee Rattray scored that goal for Canada. Big fan of hers, from Natalie Spooter and Micah's Andy Hart. And then the play of the game for me.
No, you mixed up 2 goals,
Oh, did I?
didn't you?
No, I
Did you
said
jump ahead one?
no. Jamie
A
Lee
goal?
Rattray
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
Brianne Jenner.
sorry.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Ratchet goal. Between those goals, you had mentioned that Canada had stepped up their physicality,
Yeah.
and that's how that goal by Ratchet came about. It was all Natalie Spooner who fought for that puck in the corner, and then she did a wraparound, and Ratchet just was driving to the net, picked up that pass.
Yeah, great to see her score. Like I said before, I was going to say Marie-Philippe Poulin with the penalty shot goal. That was awesome. Biggest play of the game. Leave it to Captain Canada, Marie-Philippe Poulin here, to bring that game to 4-2. Gets it completely out of reach there for the States. And that is how it would end. Few penalties here for Canada in the third gave the States a little bit of hope. But overall, they were done so. 4-2 final. Canada needs to work with not taking penalties next game, says has been. Absolutely, I agree. They can't do that against the States again. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. Games coming up here. We're not gonna be streaming them like we did this. We'd be up all night. I don't want to do that. Japan, Czech Republic, 3:40 a.m. Eastern Time. ROC against Finland at 8:10 a.m. Eastern Time, and Sweden and Denmark for the women, again at 8:10 Eastern Time. Japan, Czech Republic, that's basically who takes Group B. Where did I had it up, and it's gone now. Where's my Group B? There it is. Japan, up in that with 7 points, 2-0-1. Czechia, 2-1 with 6 points, and then China has finished all their games ending with 1-2-1. So this is really who decides that group, with Japan and Czechia here coming up. But that will be it for us for this game. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Like we said, you have anything else to say, Alex?
Nope.
No, you good?
Nope.
Go
I'm
Canada.
just happy everybody that joined us, especially those who were in the last stream as well. Thank you so much. We're dope. We're Dopamon. 2 hockey best friends having fun talking hockey. We make lots of hockey analysis, trade speculation, mock drafts, scouting reports, and we have a lot of Olympic hockey coverage coming ahead. So stay tuned, drop a like, and subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe find one of our videos, comment. I think I have a community post asking what do you want to see from us? If you have any ideas, you want to see, hey, I want to see this kind of stuff from you. I want you to talk about such and such a team or such and such a player. Let us know. We'll talk about
Yeah.
anything hockey. It does not matter. We're sitting here streaming all the women's hockey. We're going to be doing it Olympics. We watch, Alex and I scout for the channel, watch KHL games and games overseas. It does not matter. So let us know what you want to see. Can you guys do NHL odds? Yeah, we could absolutely do that if you guys want to see that, but we'll have to check out what we can and cannot say as far as public, betting odds kind of stuff. But that'll be it for us tonight. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Have a good night wherever you are in the world. We're from Canada, so it is 1:30 in the morning, so we're a little sleepy. Have a good night.
Yeah, good morning to those of you who it's just morning.
See y'all. Peace.